Hey, hey there, hey, hey, hey. Oh, hey there, can you feel it? The room is alive.
Hey now, hey. As promised, y'all listen. I'm coming to you all with a special episode of Everybody Can't Go. And listen, this was based off of my trip when I went to North Carolina and when I was on my way back from the airport when I reached Atlanta. Okay, it's funny how God can give you uh, epiphany uh, with the simple things of life, okay? But that's just how he works with me. I am KISS. Keep it simple, simple. Okay, so y'all ready to get into it? Let's get into it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Y'all listen to this. Listen to this. I had to take notes. So listen. Um, some people aren't stopping you from reaching your destination, but they are delaying. They are delaying your process of getting to where you need to be. Okay, listen to me. And they're not doing it on purpose. Okay, they're not even doing it on purpose. Some people, hear me when I tell you, some people are not stopping you from getting to where you're going, but they are delaying your arrival time. Okay, so that's why everybody can't go. Listen, true story. True story. I get off the plane coming from my daughter's house, and I don't drive to the airport because I just don't want to do the parking thing and do all of that, blah, blah, blah. So I usually take an Uber to the airport and then I'll call an Uber when it's time for me to come back home, right? And so this particular time, I called for an Uber to come pick me up, and they had an option for me to share a ride. Me being frugal, I said, well, I'll share a ride because, it was like $10 cheaper to share a ride or whatever. So I was like, let me go ahead on and share this ride. Now I noticed the Uber kept recalculating and saying, searching for ride share. So it was searching for somebody else to get on the Uber with me because I chose that option, right? So it gave me a time that the Uber was going to get there. And then I noticed about 15 minutes later, I checked the app and the thing is still circling, like trying to find me somebody, trying to find me a person to get in the Uber with me and ride. And I was like, oh no, we're not doing this. So I canceled the ride. And I said, well, maybe it was idle too long. So I'm going to do it again. So here go me again. I set my ride. I set it for ride share. You should learn first time, right? Hmm. Just like being in a bad marriage and you get back in with the same person. Not the same person, but the same character of person. You see the red flags, but you're like, hey, I'll try it again. So I tried it again. And yet again, just circle, 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 looking for somebody to go with me, looking for somebody to go. I said, don't nobody want to ride with me? Okay, it's okay. Listen. So I said, you know what? So at this point, it had been about 30 minutes that I had been waiting for an Uber to come and pick me up because on the pretense that I was going to have somebody on the car with me to share my ride, to go with me. And I said, you know what? It ain't worth all this. Let me go and get these people this extra $10 and get this Uber X so that I can go along. And do you know when I hit Uber X go along, that Uber was there in less than 3 minutes. My God in heaven, less than 3 minutes. Okay, go with me. Here it is. I'm going to tell y'all some good stuff. Listen to this. Everybody can't go with you because some people will delay you from getting to where you're going. Like whoever this fictional character was that Uber was trying to find me to ride with me, they were delaying me from getting home. And I was trying to get home to see my kiddos, my babies, my dogs, because I had been gone for like 3 or 4 days, right? So, not that the person who would have been in the car with me would have known that they were delaying me, but because they had to find them, I was being delayed, right? Listen to this. Listen to this. The scary part is they don't even have to be bad people to delay you. They don't. Because they're trying to get to where they're trying to get to where they're going. You're trying to get to where you're going, but just something happens in the midst of things that you're the one that's being delayed, right? Because you're waiting on them to catch up. Listen to this. You can be headed in the same direction because I needed somebody to come to McDonald's with me in the same general area and still not have the same destination because I would have been coming to my house and they would have been going to their house. So you can be walking with somebody and y'all could be friends for a while. Y'all could be whoop, 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 thinking that y'all getting along, thinking you're going in the same direction. You think it, well, you are going in the same direction, but you are not going to the same destination. Like if whoever would have got in the Uber with me, they would have been coming this way. They would have been going in my general direction, but they would not have been stopping at my destination. And I would not have been stopping at theirs. I probably would have had a little further to go than them, or they might have had a little further to go than me. We were not going to the same destination, but we were going in the same general direction. And that's a lot of friendships. Like you can find yourself walking with somebody for years, the same walk, the same talk, getting along, doing all of the things. But there comes a time where there's a fork in the road where you have to go this way to your destination and they have to go that way to their destination. Nobody's the bad guy. It's just we are not going to the same destination. Their stop, but their stop becomes part of your journey, right? If they get off before you do, you got to stop where they stop. And that's delaying you even further, right? So listen, their detour becomes part of your journey. It becomes part of your trip. Because if they got to turn off 155 to get to their house, they going that way. I'm supposed to be going this way, but I have to go with them because I'm sharing the ride. I'm sharing the ride. I'm sharing their life. I'm sharing their problems. I'm sharing their mishaps and misfortunes, right? And that's stopping me from getting to my destination, especially if you're an empath like me because you want to fix everybody's problems. Okay, go with me now. I'm not just talking about an Uber ride. I'm not just talking about an Uber ride. Okay, I hope y'all are hearing this. I hope y'all are hearing this. Listen, their delay now impacts your arrival. Their delay, because I got to go with them over here, because I got to stop what I'm doing and try to help them figure out what they're doing. It's real life. In Uber terms, because I have to wait for them to get their bags out the car. I'm sitting in the car waiting for them to gather their stuff, to gather themselves, to go to where they need to be. It's delaying me from getting to where I'm going, right? I need for you to stop adding other people's, y'all got my notes. I need for you to stop adding other people's stops to your journey. Okay? Listen, they're not bad people. You're not a bad person, but your journey is your journey and their journey is their journey. And everybody can't go with you to your final destination, right? Okay. Point number two. Point number two. Y'all bear with me because this is good. This is good, okay? Everybody who is willing to ride isn't assigned to the route. Understand that? Some people just want the transportation. Some people just need a ride. They they like who you are. They like your momentum. They like your motivation. They like being around you because you got good energy. They like just where it looks like that you're headed and they just want to catch a ride in your Uber. They ain't really trying to go nowhere themselves, but they see where you're going. So they say, oh, okay, I'll go over there. I might as well go over there with you. But ask yourself, were they assigned to your journey or did they just see an available seat? See, you got to stop trying to make everybody your assignment. You got to stop calling everybody your friend. You got to stop calling everybody your sister. You got to stop calling everybody your brother, your pal, your kinfolk. Hey, kinfolk, what's up, kinfolk? Because are they really investing in you, the person, or are they investing in where they see that you're headed? Or do they just draw from your energy because you like, now me, I'm like a whoa, whoa. I am a motivational strategist, right? Former known as a life coach. But I know that my energy and I know that the way I do things give people momentum, give people like like a breath of fresh air. And people like that. They want to be around it. Not necessarily for me, the person, but for the energy and the spirit that I bring to the atmosphere. It's just a trade-off, I guess, for being so great. But listen, stop confusing availability with assignment. Just because it's a seat in the Uber does not mean that everybody's supposed to get in there and ride with you. Just because you have free time on your schedule don't mean you need to fill it up trying to help somebody else that really don't want your help. That really don't want your help. They want your energy. Understand that? Listen, some people aren't blocking you, they're just delaying you. Okay? We always look for the obvious enemy. What about the person who keeps adding 30 minutes? 30 minutes of second guessing. 30 minutes of explaining yourself to them because y'all have a misunderstanding. 30 minutes of convincing them that, hey, you're going to be okay. Hey, it's not what it seems. Hey, do you need a shoulder to lean on? Hey, it's going to be all right. 30 minutes of waiting for them to get ready. Like you tell somebody to meet you somewhere. Now, me, I'm always early. Being in the military, hey, if you 15 minutes early, you on time. And if you on time, you what? You late. Okay, so what about 30 minutes trying to make them see what God has showed you? Like if somebody calling you for advice and you telling them, okay, well, this is what I think, or this is what I see, this is what I feel, blah, blah, blah. And they say, well, I don't know. Well, what do you think? And you spending all of your time. Now see, me in the line of work that I'm in, I get paid to do that, right? But in general, you're wasting your time trying to convince somebody of something that they're not going to be convinced of anyway. So they're stealing your time. They're delaying you from the next person who may need your help or from you getting to your next destination, right? Let them go. Okay, let them go. Listen, delay doesn't always look like destruction. Sometimes it just looks like company. You want me to say it again? Delay does not always look like destruction. Like your whole world don't have to fall apart because you've been delayed from a thing, but it can just look like company, like somebody just in your space and in your way, like you're trying to do something. And listen, real story. I was trying to make this video. Now on my way from church today, I called my daughter, I called my son, and I called my mama. My daughter was looking at church online, so she didn't have time. So she was like, Mama, I'm gonna call you back. My son in California, 3 hours ahead, so he probably was still asleep. My mom, she didn't answer the phone. But as soon as I got ready to get ready to do my content, my phone rings, trying to delay me. But you know what I said? Hold tight. I'm gonna have to call you back. But usually I would say, okay, let me talk. But no, 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 no. So delay doesn't have to look like destruction because it wouldn't have been the end of the world had I talked to the person who called me back. But it does look like company. I would have been blah, 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 not doing what I was supposed to do. Real life. You can waste your time or you can waste your time. It's such a bad, it wasn't nice. You can spend your time trying to help people do all of the things that they probably can do themselves. And it's delaying you from doing the things that you need to do, right? Listen, going alone does not mean you're lonely. That part. You choose, I chose the solo ride because it was going to get me to where I needed to be sooner than later, okay? Because I didn't have to worry about anybody else being in the way, right? What if some things that you're waiting on is stopping your end result? What if some people you're waiting on for them to catch up is stopping and delaying your end result? Because you don't want to leave nobody behind. Because you don't want them to say, "Ooh, she changed. Ooh, he changed. Oh, she acting different. Oh, she acting funny." Yeah, I'm very different. Uh-huh. I'm very different. I'm built different. I've always been built different. But I changed who I was to conform or to make other people feel comfortable and um, accepted and um, what's the word I'm looking for? Comfortable, comfortable, because I wanted them to be okay. Because I wanted them to be okay. And then when it looks like I'm not okay, then there's a problem, or um, it's hard being the strong friend. It's hard being the strong person, or everybody perceives you to be. Well, she don't ever have any problems, or she doesn't need people to check on her, or she doesn't need this, that, and the third. It's hard. It really is. Um, but you allow yourself to be delayed because you're checking on everybody else. It's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. Okay? Listen. And then a lot of people say, well, I'm not, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm just waiting on God. I'm waiting on God. So um, when they're being delayed with a thing, or they're letting other people dictate, and they're not saying that they're letting other people do it, but really it's the actions of others that's causing the delay in your life, and then you'll put it on, well, I'm waiting on God, I'm trying to see what God is going to do, I'm trying to see. Mm-mm. Maybe you need to let some people go. Check up them, what Chris Brown said, check up the deuces. Send them in peace, send them with love, send them with grace, send them with mercy, send them with prayers, but don't allow them to delay you from getting to your destination. Okay, listen, you may have to pay a different price for peace. Now that's a word. Now, I had to pay 10 extra dollars to go by myself. Uber, no, they be playing. Uber, no, they be, listen, I thought I was gonna sign up to be an Uber driver one time, but then I was like, I'm good with it. But they know they be playing. Listen to the lesson. You may have to pay an extra cost for peace. That means I had to pay an extra $10 for peace to ride by myself, well, to get to where I needed to be without further delay. Now you're gonna have to let some people go, and that may cause you people talking about you, or like I said earlier, calling you different, or she done change, and that may cause you to feel a little funny, I guess, about yourself. But me, I really don't care, because I know that if you know who you are, it doesn't matter what other people say about you. If you know what God has already said about you, what the world says does not matter, right? So it will cost you. Peace does cost. Peace costs. Okay. And it's expensive. But you know what? It is so worth it. Listen, saving something can cost you something else. Saving something can cause you something else. Like if you want to save your peace, if you want to save your soul from being tied down and bothered, it's going to cost you friendships. It's going to cost you maybe hanging out with people that you used to hang out with. It's going to cost you maybe your time because you have to figure out what it is that you're trying to do with your life now, right? My circle has changed a lot, a lot. And then and then I have those that have been grandfathered in, and they understand my schedule now. And when we get together, it's like old times. And then God is bringing new people into my life. Um, but the cost of losing the ones who left, it's you know, I would say it's a trade-off, but it depends on what you're doing with your time and the energy that you're now preserving, right? So that's you have to count up the cost on everything that you do, everything that you say, the people you hang around with, the people that you choose to give your energy to. You understand what I'm saying? The people that you allow to take from you without pouring into you. Um, Now that's a word. Because if you're always pouring out, and then when it's time for you to be poured into, and you find yourself going to different people to pour into you than the ones you've poured into, then you might want to put your cap on your cup and stop pouring as much as you've been pouring. Bars. Listen, in life, you may save the friendship, but you lose the peace. You may save the relationship, but you lose yourself. You may save their feelings, but you delay your purpose. Now that's a word. Okay, that's a word. Um, Send them in peace. Just send them in peace. Whether it be a relationship of a significant other, whether it be a friendship of someone that you've known for years, whether it be a job that you no longer feel fulfilled in, go in peace. Go in peace. Listen, it doesn't have to be angry. It doesn't have to be sad. You just take your exit. Listen, you don't have to post it on Facebook. You don't have to put it on the Twitter or the thread or the IG. None of that. No, God told me to separate from everybody posts. Like God told me He's doing a new thing in my life and He's changing my circle and He's shifting my atmosphere, doing subliminal messages. You ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to do all that. Um, Quietly take your exit or just, you know, deuces. Just recognize that your destinations are different, even though you may have been traveling in the same direction, right? And listen, you can tell them if you want to have closure, you can tell them, I love you, I honor what you were in my life, but I can't keep adding your stops to my route. That's the word. And that's for somebody. If you know that you have been hanging on just to hang on, the relationship is dead, the friendship has dissolved, but you're still just checking in. How you doing? Or you're in the same house with somebody and you're just passing by. Hey, hey, you good? What kind of life is that? Where else could you be putting your energy? Don't ever beg anybody to get in your Uber. Don't beg anybody to get in your Uber, and don't you beg to get into somebody else's Uber. Okay? Listen, check your ride. Check your ride. Who are you sharing this season with? Is it somebody who, like when the ride get too long, they'll say, "Hey, girl, let me drive. You need gas money," or they're just up there for the ride? Huh? Check your ride and listen. Are they assigned to where you're going, or is their presence delaying your arrival? Now, these are some questions that you need to ask yourself. Are they assigned to where you're going? Like I said, y'all could be going in the same direction now, but are they assigned to your final destination? Or they just catching a ride? They just catching a ride. Listen, because sometimes the quickest way to get to where God is taking you, I want y'all to hear me and hear my heart. Sometimes the quickest way to get to where God is taking you is riding alone. Gigi gone. Every conversation has the power to shift the atmosphere. And this is just the beginning. I'm MsGiGi, and I'm on the mic. Thanks for watching.